Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil. This is Samantha.
Hey guys, welcome back.
We got the Verve for the first time on the channel today.
Yes.
So before we got on camera, I was saying to Sam that I may recognize this song. I'm not sure, but the name Bittersweet Symphony sounds familiar.
It's ringing some bells.
And the time frame when this was released was 1997. So I would have been old enough probably to have been listening to stuff on the radio at that time.
And like actually remember.
Yeah, and some of the stuff I may remember. I don't remember the name The Verve though. That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think I probably would have been too young at that point to be remembering, but we'll see. You never know. Maybe my young brain picked it up.
Yeah, I think, when you start to get into your teenage years, I'm a little bit older than Sam, so cradle robber over here. No, not really. But I'm just like in that where I'm starting my age, where I would be starting to listen to music on the radio and
like out with your
paying
parents,
attention
or
to
you're
it a
going
bit more.
places. Yeah.
So if I recognize it, I think that's going to be why. But I don't know if you're going to recognize it. So this is also a suggestion from Mark. It was not a request. He just put it on our radar. And then I saw the name Bittersweet Symphony. I was like, that sounds interesting.
That sounds kind of familiar.
So anyways, also, apparently there were some issues with the Rolling Stones related to this. They had a sample.
Yeah, they stole all the royalties because it originally belonged to them.
Yeah, so we don't know the backstory. So I guess if they took the royalties, I would assume that the Verve use a portion of this song without permission.
Yeah.
And that's why they had taken the royalties from the song. And so I wouldn't use the term stole that Sam said.
I guess technically they stole their song without permission.
Right. So it can work both ways. But I'm sure the Verve feels like their royalties were stolen, and Rolling Stones feel
I feel like that could probably be some hot water when you're just trying to create, something, a creative expression, a piece of art, and you feel like you put so much into it, and then, it gets, both people get frustrated because it's like, it's mine. No, it's mine.
And I don't think we're going to know how much was used, but because we don't know the original Rolling Stones that they took it from. So anyways, enough about that. Let's hear the actual song and see if we like it to begin with. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's roll.
So I definitely know that. I think it's from a commercial though. Isn't that from I might be totally off with this, but I could have sworn that intro, with that symphony intro, was used in a Philadelphia cream cheese commercial. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. When she's like the Philadelphia cream cheese
the
girl?
Angels?
Yes.
When you say Philadelphia cream cheese, that's what I think of.
Yeah,
for the commercial.
Because it's from the 90s, right?
Is it? Yeah.
I think so, like the 90s, like early 2000s. I'm pretty sure was used in one of those commercials at one point.
Got it. Well, let's see if you recognize more of the song. We haven't got into the vocal yet.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, wrong side.
It's a bittersweet symphony that's live, trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to money, then you die.
right. So what's your verdict on this one, Samantha?
It sounds very familiar, but not enough so that I feel like I would like know the words, if that makes sense. I feel like I've heard it, maybe like you said on the radio or something at some point, but I'm not like, oh my God, yeah, and like could like sing along.
Got it.
Yeah, what about you?
Definitely thought what I thought it was.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, though, I just associated this with Coldplay.
Okay.
So in my head, I think if I heard this song and not knowing, like watching this video and seeing that it's the Verve,
Yeah.
today I probably would have just assumed it was Coldplay singing this.
Interesting.
Because it does have kind of their sound,
yeah,
right?
a little bit, yeah.
But it's a great song. I mean, you know, the orchestral elements in this are so fire. It's so dramatic feeling and powerful. But then you have this really strong groove from the kick and the snare that makes it like a hit single that you can listen to while you're driving in your car or whatever, right? On the radio, obviously it did well. So I love it. It's a great song, and his vocal fits in perfectly. It's not like he's kind of like singing while telling the story as well, keep you hanging on his words. He's not like going in a crazy register or anything like that.
No.
But
It's
it
more
fits
of, like you said,
perfectly
like storytelling.
with this song.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think his vocal is very fitting with this. And I guess, like, you know, we haven't heard the original, like we said, but I think what we had read is that symphony piece is actually the piece that's from the Rolling Stones. So they had taken that and a symphony had actually gone and done, like, modified it from the Rolling Stones to the symphony, and now this is taken from the symphony.
Yeah, so I think if that melody portion using the strings is what Rolling Stones is claiming was theirs, I could see why that would be an important
a big piece of the song.
It really probably makes or breaks the song.
Yeah.
So, you know, it also stands out the most out of the mix, right? So
it's kind of like what gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, I love the song though. It's so
it's
fantastic.
great.
It's such a great composition. I feel like it was well done in that it fit in differently for the 90s, like the late 90s as well. It wasn't a sound that you had heard before, but it still fit in with the mold of what modern music was kind of sounding like at the time, and using the orchestral elements much differently from like an alternative rock standpoint.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely different. And this video is kind of interesting. He's just bodying everybody on the street. So
life is a bittersweet symphony, and get out of my way. I gotta do my thing.
This girl's like yelling in his face, and he's just like unfazed. Like,
maybe we'll touch on the lyrics towards the end.
good.
I need to hear some sounds that recognize the pain in me, I let the melody shine, let it cleanse my mind. I feel free now, but the airwaves are clean and there's nobody singing to me now. No change, I can change, I can change, I can change, but I'm here in my mode. I am here in my mode, and I'm a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my mode. No, 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 no. No, I can change it. No, I can change it. 'Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's life, trying to make ends meet, trying to find someone and then you die. You know I can change, I can change, I can change, I can change, but I'm here in my mode. I am here in my mode, and I'm a million different people from one day to the next. I can change my mode. No, 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 no. It's got to take my environment, melody and silence. Can't change my violence. No, no, no.
right, that was the Verve Bittersweet Symphony. So, Sam, anything that you wanted to add after our midway thoughts?
I feel like the lyrics are kind of depressing.
In what way?
Well, he said that life's a bittersweet symphony. I forget what he said. You do something, you make some money, and then you die. So that's nice.
I think he was highlighting that life is like music in so many different ways. So I don't think it was necessarily to say one thing.
Yeah.
I think it was just he was relating how life can be like music, whether it's a melody and it's, he can be changed so frequently, and that's like the stages of life that you go through, and that it can represent so many different things. And so it's a bittersweet symphony because life is bittersweet in some sense.
Yeah, I think, and that makes sense. I think, I mean, I had a hard time picking up like lyrics more in the first half. I was trying to really listen in the second half, but I also was he saying I can change or I can't change and I'm in my mold? Because to me, it makes sense to say I can't change because I'm in my mold. So, to me, I was like, what is he talking about? I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, I think it's a generalized concept of music and life putting together as a symphony of life and a symphony
it has
of
ups
music.
and downs.
Yeah. So it's a first listen, right? So, we're not going to catch all the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
But that's the gist I got. Maybe you guys can jump in and let us know what you think about it. But I thought it was really cool, the use of the backing vocals that they had on the hook as well, the Bittersweet Symphony portion.
Yeah.
It really stands out, and I could catch the backing. I think it was a backing vocal with almost like this church reverb that they were using, which kind of had this extension in the spacing to allow it to stand out more.
Yeah.
And it was cool because it gave you that kind of symphony feel even from his vocal, which I really did enjoy. You have to listen to it closely to really hear that, but obviously that's what we're here to do, right?
Yeah.
And I've never listened to it that way before. I, like I said, have heard it on the radio and never deep dove into it. I just remember it being a really catchy song.
Yeah, no, definitely something that would get stuck in your head.
Yeah, and I think part of that is the way he sings the chorus and his lyrics with the first section. I think he's using his own melody to make it stick out a little bit more, which is cool. But overall, I really, really enjoy this song. It gives me a feeling of nostalgia, obviously, bringing me back to my childhood.
Yeah.
But I think in general, it could give people a sense of nostalgia as well, just from the type of sound that it gives. There's certain songs that you listen to.
Yeah, they just feel like they're from a certain era or from a certain
But just generally, there's certain songs you listen to, whether it was the 70s. There's been songs we listened to from the 70s and they make you feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair.
Even though we weren't alive in the 70s.
Yeah, it's we're not thinking of something specific. You just feel this takes me back to feeling like this is from a while ago.
Yeah, and it reminds you of something. Maybe it triggers something for you. And I also was wondering, maybe it has been used, but I was picturing this used in a Quentin Tarantino video.
Oh,
and a movie that I could feel. I feel like he'd use this where it was a gun. They were doing a gunfight or something like that, and this was playing in the background.
Yeah, fair.
So I don't know if
too.
I'm envisioning that or if I actually did witness that at some point.
Maybe that'll be in the next Quentin Tarantino film now that Phil put that out there. If not, it's not already.
I don't think he's making many more, though. I think I heard that he was going to... I'm not a huge Quentin Tarantino fan by any means, but I think I heard that he was making one last film. Anyways, what are your thoughts on the song as a whole, Sam? Did you like it, given that you haven't really listened to this much before?
I thought it was cool. To me, it definitely sounds like if I heard this, I would assume that this was probably from the 90s. I feel like it sounds like that.
Why do you say that?
I just feel like just the sound of the song, like you said, it has kind of that vibe of same thing of not the exact
pop
same.
sound of the 90s, you mean?
Yeah, it's a poppy with a little bit of a rock influence, I feel like. But like you had said, it reminds me of bands a little bit, not exactly, but a little bit of Coldplay, Nickelback, all of those bands that had that sound in the 90s, the late 90s into the early 2000s.
Right.
And I just it reminds me of that kind of era. I really like the symphony part of it. To me, I know that's not original to them, but to me, that's my favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
I also really like that mix with his vocal, though. I feel like you said, he really used his vocal. While it didn't have any super high range or low range, he did have little peaks and valleys within it to keep it interesting and keep you engaged, in the storytelling. I think also for me, I really like the song, but because I'm such a visual person, I had a hard time not being more distracted by the
Focused on the
video.
video?
Like, yeah, especially when he's like knocking people over in the street. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, like if I was going to do a second listen, I'd probably want to like listen to it without the video and
Got it.
try to take more in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you think of the song as well. You heard from us, and gets a thumbs up from me. What about you,
Yeah,
Sam?
I like it. I'd listen to it again for sure.
And so that's 2 from us. If you want to drop a thumbs up as well, then you can do that now. And we always appreciate your support, guys, from the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, the notification bell is important.
Yes, you don't want to miss a single video.
Don't forget that. We drop 2 every single day. So make sure you come back tomorrow and check out our 2 next videos.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you then.